Hi, this is another thread response for Vinylover95 thread with three questions. Question number one, if you had to start your collection over, what five records would you get back first? Now, that's an interesting question because, it depends on when that happens. I mean, if that happened when I was 15, I would have started immediately buying Metallica and Slayer records. Now, if that happened when I was 20 something, then I would buy Rolling Stones and Nirvana records. And if it happens now, knock on wood, uh, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, because you have accumulated so much stuff that you don't listen to all the time. So you have music to fit the time of the day, or your kind of mood. So there are times, for example, where I go back to listen to a lot of Black Sabbath, which is one of my favorite bands. I can listen to Black Sabbath for like a month, and then spend rest of the time listening to other stuff, and then go back to it. Or there's like weeks where I go back to my teenage years and I start listening to my old heavy metal records, well, on my three at the moment, or on death metal records or whatever. So it's sort of like you get in a certain mood and you want to listen to something specific. So it's really hard to pin down. My guess would be that I would definitely buy the Velvet Underground Nico album, which I managed to get on a really nice copy, Japanese reissue that's almost identical to the original, and this is definitely one of them that I would buy just to have, basically. Probably I'd go and I would buy uh, I would buy, what else would I buy? That's a it's a really hard one. Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks. I guess that's another one. I had one in my mind and I just cannot think. Oh yeah, Unknown Pleasures. That's another one. Must have, I guess. That pops up, every time and again. Definitely Paranoid from Black Sabbath. And as a fifth, I don't know what to put as a fifth. That's a really odd one because there's so many good albums out there. I mean, I don't know, The Sound probably, or Jeopardy, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. What I would probably do though is that I would continue buying stuff, and as I you know uh, came along and just start to rebuild, basically. Probably that's the best answer, I guess. Yeah. So continue as I did after going over the shock, and then continuing, yeah, and buying every now and again something that I want to buy. Anyway, hope that answers the question. I don't know. It's a really hard one. I guess it would be easier if you had like five of your top records or something like that. That would make it a bit easier. Anyway, local bands in your area worth noting. I have no idea. I have no idea. There's loads of bands, obviously. Loads of people playing music in London, but I haven't heard anything that's pure, local that's really worth noting and saying, oh, these guys are really good. I haven't been to a gig lately that I've seen something that's really interesting. But yeah, so I will let you know if I do find something interesting. And last is, what records aren't pressed on vinyl that you wish were? I think most of the stuff that I would like I like anyway, are pressed on vinyl. Trouble is finding the vinyl in some cases. I do have two compilations which are really good, and I'm not 100% sure whether they actually ever got on vinyl. And it's these two. It's IVG. I cannot I cannot pronounce it. Futur Antérieur, France 75 to 85, and Beep, which is basically two compilations, French synthwave 79-85, which is basically synthwave, synthy new wave, or cold wave as they used to call it, French bands, which I'm not sure whether they actually were pressed on vinyl. These would be really good. I think that, you know, if there is any kind of music that's really worth getting a vinyl press, is this kind of stuff. That's, you know, underground, kind of obscure, synthy 80s new wave stuff, and you know, that's where it should be initially. If it came out like, you know, a year ago, it would be alright. You know, it's like MP3, it would be fine. But no, these, you know, they need a vinyl reissue. I'm not sure. Maybe they have, but you know, I haven't seen it anywhere. So yeah, the problem is, I guess, not you know, records that haven't been reissued on vinyl, issued or reissued on vinyl, but more rather than more of a finding that vinyl, because it can be, you know, 500 copies and, you know, poof, they're gone basically, and you didn't buy them. Well, and that's my answer to you, to Vinylover95's thread. Hope you enjoyed, and leave comments, whatever, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.